People praise Fire Emblem Three Houses for its characters, story, or choices, but I think all of those miss the real reason it works. Three Houses isn't just a strategy game. It's a game that slowly manipulates you into caring about people before asking you to send them to war. And once you see how it does that, a lot of its design suddenly makes sense. First, let's start off with the foundation of the game's loop, the investment before strategy. Right off the bat, you are forced to make a decision regarding which house you align with. You get a snippet of each house's personality, its students, and overall demeanor. The goal of this isn't to choose the right or wrong house, but to give you, the player, a foundation to build off of emotionally. It's like getting your first starter in Pokemon. You hope it evolves into something cool, but you won't know until you actually play the game, unless you look it up. While most strategy games introduce generic units for your overpowered main character to order around, Three Houses introduces people and lets you get to know them before investing further. Once a house is chosen and some events take place, you are then plopped into what many criticize as boring or mundane, and that is the Monastery. Arguably, the most misunderstood system of the entire game. On one hand, I understand the criticism it receives due to its repetition. You get thrown here after every event, and you get a handful of options to choose from. Explore, rest, teach your students, fish instead of acting like a responsible professor, the list just goes on and on. At first, this system feels brand new and like you could never get sick of it. Then it hits you. It's like waking up and going to work Monday through Friday. You fight, find your students, give them gifts so they like you, and hopefully poach some students from other houses. It all becomes a routine. It is within that routine, however, where a sense of familiarity starts to grow. You start hitting the Monastery up like your local grocery store, and the students within it become the employees you either enjoy seeing as you shop or act like they don't exist. But what happens when that one student goes missing? The one who praised you for being such a good professor? Congratulations, the game got your ass. That routine builds familiarity becomes attachment, and attachment creates stakes. Say what you want about the Monastery, but why do you keep on checking on Lysynthia or Dorothea every month if they supposedly don't matter? Yeah, that's what I thought. Interestingly enough though, the daily life of a professor is twofold. You see, if there is one thing about this loop that I enjoy the most, it is the growth of every unit. Now, I do not mean big numbers when I say growth. I mean the shaping of each student's outcome. Each student has their strengths and weaknesses. Naturally, you can play into them, or if you want to challenge yourself, why not make your mage a tank? But here's the thing. You get to choose that outcome for that student. If they go into battle and get smoked because of that poor investment, that is on you as a professor. You're not just commanding students, you're raising them, which sounds wholesome until your favorite student gets a spear in the back. Speaking of decisions, all of these funnel back into one central point that is set in stone from the start of the game, and that is the worldview the player ends up picking. Amongst the three houses are three representatives. Dimitri, Crown Prince and leader of the Blue Lions. Dimitri shows that nobility comes with a cost. Eldegard, heir and leader of the Black Eagles. Eldegard commits to whatever action she wants, even if it is questionable. It is always the crazy ones, ain't it? And then there's Claude, heir and leader of the Golden Deer. Objectively, the best house, but don't come for me. Claude is charming, which got me, but each representative has their own backstories and reasons for being who they are and what it is they stand for. You're not really choosing a route here, you're choosing a worldview. The game just disguises that decision as a house selection screen. You will find that you naturally gravitate towards your chosen house when conflict arises because the game was designed with that intention. These aren't pixels on a screen as much as they're your squad. Sylvain is a playboy, but he can sure back up his smooth talking with the ladies by kicking ass on the battlefield. Hilda complains a lot about being this pretty little princess, but I got her on the field splitting people in half with an axe. It is all there in front of you, and you are the one choosing what is worth investing in and what isn't. Last but not least, which seals the deal for why this game works the way it does, is how it weaponizes the time skip. It doesn't matter which house you choose, there will always be that divide in the story. It starts off simple. You are just a random professor training some students to be the best they can. You establish a routine and you see them grow. Then Three Houses comes out the bushes on you and stabs you repeatedly right in the feels. Suddenly, people have died, there's a sense of loss in the atmosphere, and the choices you made before now come with consequences. While it seems minuscule in the grand scheme of things, Three Houses sells itself at this point by adding in a dozen hours of making peace feel normal, just so war hurts more. In conclusion, when you package this all up, Three Houses succeeds because it turns technical decisions into emotional responsibility. You stop protecting units because they're useful. You protect them because somewhere along the way, they stop feeling like units. And that's when Three Houses gets you.